As much as I prep or homestead and take care of our family, my greatest fear is one thing that I may not control myself. And this could be what causes the most danger to our nation. It's not a world power. It's not the fact that our money may go to nothing. It's a little bit bigger than that. We're going to talk about it today. This is going to be a great video and hopefully eye-opening. It may step on your toes a little bit, but let's jump right into it. This video is going to be a good one. It starts right now.
Everything has changed, even though we both stay the same. Would you call me on the midnight train?
Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. You hear the animals are going crazy. We've got a beautiful day. Remember, we're going to be doing a monster giveaway. We are so close to the giveaway number of 200,000. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, please go down here and subscribe, because that will enter you into a monster giveaway. If you're new to our channel, go down here and tell us about it in the comments. It means the world to us to hear what you have to say and tell us what you think about our videos and our channel. So let's jump into the content. A fear and I guess uneasement that I have, and I've seen it and I know you probably have too, over the last few years. It's really something that we talk about on one side but don't talk about it on a lot of the others. The greatest fear is our children. Now, what do I mean by that? How are we raising our children? Why are we having generations that live off their parents? Why do we have no one going into the military? Why do we have no one actually learning skills? I'm gonna start with two quotes before we get into it. There's a quote by Frederick Douglass that says, "It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." That speaks volumes. Another quote from a gentleman named Robert Fulghum: "Don't worry that your children never listen to you. Worry that they are watching everything you do." Well, that's the fear. What are we teaching our children? What has been taught to our children by the world? And what kind of education are they getting? So our greatest fault, and what we're going to see as America, is the fault internally. I don't believe our biggest crisis is really Russia or China right now. I think it's the way we're raising our children. First thing, teaching and education. We hear so many wars on schools. We homeschool, so this is something that may not touch us just like it touches you. However, my kids still live in the same world. What's scary is our education has become more biased. Honestly, there should be no biases in education. It should be one of those things that we teach them skills to learn knowledge and build education, such as math, reading. That's key. Science, history, so we can learn from it. There's a passage in Judges, and again, if you're not spiritual based like we are, we're a Christian family, it speaks volumes no matter if you're a Christian or not. Judges 2:10, "After the generation died, another generation grew up who did not acknowledge the Lord and remember the mighty things that he had done." And we're going to talk spiritual in a little bit, but when it comes to the fact, if we don't teach history and we don't teach basic common math and knowledge and understanding education in its basis, how are we ever going to see our children grow up and do anything, be awesome and be innovative, be entrepreneurials, do things that can help our world grow, be the new scientists, the new engineers, the new leaders, if we're not even giving them the basis of true education? Take our biases out of schools. Now, this goes into a whole different discussion about raising your children with homeschooling or public education or private education. That's not what this video is about today. I do believe in homeschooling. I think it's amazing. However, whatever education you're in, you need to be involved in making sure your kids are getting educated and not indoctrinated. That is key. And that brings up the second point. If we are seeing our kids getting maybe a good education or not, say they are, well, what are they influenced with when they're not in school? They're influenced with devices and entertainment. Sometimes it may be, let's take some of this entertainment away. Let's not let our kids be on TikTok knowing it's bad for them. Let's don't let our kids have smartphones when we know it's bad for them. Let's not let them watch these terrible movies because they're getting indoctrinated by these movies. Whatever the case may be, we have to learn to raise our children and not let entertainment raise our children or let the world raise our children. Another very wise statement from Abigail Van Buren says, "If you want your children to keep their feet on the ground, put some responsibility on their shoulders." Now that's That's huge. I love when the kids get to play like these old Super Nintendos and Nintendos. We do that now and have a blast doing it. I love when we can sit down as a family and watch TV. However, there's a time for that, and then there's a time to spend maybe some hours around the dinner table. There's some time spending not around the TV, but around family time. For instance, if you can grill outside or you can picnic outside, if you can go to a lake and spend time with them. They need to not be taught everything from a school system and also from the world and TV and all these devices that we have. If we let them influence, then where's our influence as parents? So we've taught, education, we've talked indoctrination from the world. Again, not that the world can't teach us good things. We can learn from school, we can learn from the world. We gotta make sure that our next generation is grounded in learning and in skills, and also learning from you as a parent. You're a parent for a reason. It's time to put our big boy pants on and be parents. Spend some time with them. What are they watching? Are they watching filth on television? That's not getting them anywhere. Are they listening to filth with radio and music? That's not teaching them anything. For instance, here's some thoughts. I don't know, you may already know about this, but for instance, if we watch a movie, we watch it on VidAngel. VidAngel's an app. Again, I'm not sponsored by any means. It's just a way it cuts out a lot of the provocativeness in movies and in shows. So we as a family can sit down and watch anything that's streamed on that platform, and we don't have to worry about the nastiness, the lewdness, and the language and all that in the movie. So if we want to watch entertainment, we want to watch a cleaner entertainment, or we want to watch something that is better quality than some of the stuff that the world's putting out anyways. And then of course we get to skills. Just like that comment said, if you want to ground your kids, give them some responsibility. If you don't live on a farm, you can't tell your kids to go help with, getting eggs and help planting the garden or milking a cow. Understand that. But there's things like taking out the trash, washing dishes. Give them chore charts, because when we give them little things, just like you, if we go to a job and we do those little things, we're gonna have chances for promotion. And all of a sudden we're gonna rise to the next occasion. That's what's building that entrepreneurial spirit, or that spirit of just that American, hey, I'm gonna grit and grind it out and make sure that I'm working. It's meritorious. I'm earning what I'm getting. Our kids have to do that too. There's no reason to give your kids an allowance for nothing. That's called socialism. Hey, they have not done anything, so let's just give them some money. What are we doing, folks? Let it be a benefit to them, but let them learn responsibility. My kids all have little chores that they do on the farm. They have chores inside. For instance, last night, Aiden was helping me break down a pig so we can have food for this whole year. Now that's not something that your kids may can do, but they can take out the trash. They can help wash dishes. They can help take responsibility. And when they start learning responsibility, I promise you, those benefits you give them is meritorious, and it allows them to see, hey, when I do something and when I learn these skills, I get benefited for it. That will teach them and help them later on in life more than you know. Next, I honestly believe that we have fallen tremendously as parents and as the world, and as we try to raise our next generation, is our health and diet. Kids just sitting around on the couch eating junk food and not doing anything and just hoping that you'll do it all for them. Are they taking responsibility, cleaning themselves up? So I kind of blame that on you. Blame it on me. If we allow our children just to sit around and stagnate and play the games, eat junk food, and not have any action in their life, that's what they're going to be for the rest of their life. Lazy, and always thinking someone's going to do something else for them. I made this comment a few videos ago. 1/4 of millennials, which are basically 25 and above, really a little bit older than that now, because I'm a millennial and I'm in my mid-30s, still live at home or still have their parents paying their rent and mortgage. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. There's no reason for that. If you have 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids still living at home, they better have a goal, an initiative. Because if you haven't taught them to have those goals and initiatives by then, and all of a sudden you're trying to give that drive to them at 18, 19, 20 years old, then you're going to have one of those same kids that's pretty much living off you and leeching off you for the rest of your life. And they're not going to do anything for society and helping it grow. If we want a strong America, we have to build our generations to become that. Another quote, and I know you've heard this from Michael Hopt, it says, "Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times." I do believe we're in that time where we've created such a good and great, amazing America that now we've created weak men, and now we're going back into the hardships of some of the things that we didn't do. We didn't teach our children to be responsible and have skills like maybe in the Great Depression. No kids and even adults don't know how to garden. They don't know how to take care. They don't know how to be self-sufficient. So I'm telling you now, if we want to see a difference, we have to build a better generation coming up. And I don't blame our children for that. I blame us as adults, and I blame the generations even before us that we're raising bad generations because we won't take responsibility in raising our kids to do more than just let the world in these schools that are indoctrinating them. We're not helping teach them anything. We want to be their friend and not their parent. So if we want to clean up their health and diet, get them in a sport that they can learn to have some activity. Let them go outside. Let them start learning how to eat right and get away from this junk food. We also, as parents, have to quit buying that trash and have more of a holistic diet. We have to encourage them to get out, run. You know, me and Aiden, we've had fun. It's actually been a fun thing for us. Now, I've worked out for a long time. Me and Aiden did karate together for years, and it was a blast. My girls are with Misty all the time, and what they'll do is they'll do their little aerobics, and it's something that they can do together. So they're spending quality time and then also being active. Same way with me and Aiden. It becomes a funny thing. We'll say, you know, I'm gonna beat you in basketball tonight. So we'll play basketball, and it's good for us because we build that camaraderie. Same way with when we do little workouts or calisthenics together. It's building that camaraderie. Like we were talking about, spending time with your children, letting them see something other than you telling them something. One thing about children, they learn way more from watching you than what you're gonna tell them to do. So if you're being a bad example, they don't have a good shot at being a better example as they get older. Last point, and I'll end this video. We've lost morals and values, guys. And until we get morals and values back, from us being Christians to even people who may not see the way we do, at least want their children to give back to society. We've lost giving, we've lost stewardship, we've lost chivalry. My wife was at a store just yesterday, and of course we don't want to call names, but there was this child yelling at this parent. That shouldn't be happening. But that's not the child's fault. The child's only 5 or 6 years old. It's the adult's fault. So if you are having problems at 5 years old with that child, you're gonna have problems at 18 with that child. So we have to teach our children at a young age. When we lose morals and values, when we lose chivalry, when we lose discipline, when we lose those things, then we're losing our generation. And I'm scared that if we don't give them what they need and not just what they want, if we as American citizens do not give the next generation what they need, responsibility, skills, learning, true learning, if we don't teach them those things, then I'm scared the wants they have is just going to be entertainment, junk food, and that's what kind of generation we're going to have. A lazy, lethargic generation that does not see really what America's about and how blessed we are because of all that we've been through to get where we're at. And I'm scared we're losing touch of that. And morals and values, more than any of these things, is kind of where it starts. The breakdown of our family, like we talked about a few videos ago. So take these quotes, all these quotes I threw in here, they're all wise quotes. And hey, it steps on my toes too, because I'm definitely not a perfect parent. But my goal is to learn each and every day to be better, to teach them, because the fall of our nation is not what some other countries are going to do to us. It's what we're doing to ourselves. We're imploding. Look at what's going on around us with the battle of our children. Don't let it happen to yours. And this is a prep that takes a community, a village, a state, a nation. It takes more than just you doing it. I can teach my kids a lot, but they're still going to be in the world that needs better leadership, that needs better generations. And that takes us teaching the next generation to be better. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just more common sense and hopefully gaining some wisdom as we try to grow to be better homesteaders, preppers, and more self-sustainable. I want my kids to have an amazing America to grow up in. And it takes us teaching that generation how to be that person to take care of America. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day here in South Mississippi, and I'm looking forward to working on the farm, getting some things planted, and having fun with my children. God bless, guys. Happy homestead, y'all.